Oh, let the mind, body be soothed by the breath, releasing tension from the jaw, releasing the grip on the stimulation, the excess stimulation. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. Thanks for coming by this beautiful community of women, for contributing to your energy to this community, for making it so cherished. We're here in this community every single day having these conversations, and this conversation is changing us. It's changing the way we do things around here. This conversation is telling us we're practicing. We're not just having conversation. So thanks for being here for this practice together. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, this New York Times bestseller, is described as having the life you want by being present to life you have. The message titled for this day number 1839 is titled, "The Thing in the Way." The thing in the way. The thing in the way. We tend to make the thing in the way the way. Let's hear that again. We tend to make the thing in the way the way. We were up early, eager to walk the botanical gardens of Montreal, where they have the largest bonsai collection in the world outside of Asia. We strolled towards the Chinese temple garden, a lush yet simple retreat from the streets that cover acres, a place of renewal, originally constructed in the 1600s in China and moved stone by stone to Montreal in 1990. As we approached the massive gate, it was locked. I panicked, ready to demand entry after driving 400 miles from another country to see this. Robert calmly, like an Oriental sage himself, treated the situation as if it were a poem, a riddle to be entered until its very assumptions shifted. Do we hear that? This is profound. He began to walk the outer wall of the garden. It seemed insurmountable. I was frustrated. He kept walking slowly along the high wall. Since the garden stretched for acres, I wondered if he would have to walk its entire perimeter. Since the garden stretched for acres, I wondered if we would have to walk its entire perimeter. The thought made me cranky. He kept strolling. Suddenly, When we had walked farther than was originally in our view, the walls disappeared. It turned out that the garden had no walls, save for the facade at the entrance. So we simply walked through the open grass to a path that welcomed us. How many thresholds that seem blocked or barred or locked only seem so from their initial viewing. This is our perception. How many opportunities for true living are barrier-free if we can only remove ourselves and our minds from their traditional points of entry? Wow. This just makes me feel like flowing like water, right? Because the thing in the way, we make it. Now it gets our attention. These obstacles in life, we're headed along, okay, we're flowing smoothly, which is easier for everybody to do. It's these things in the way. So the water goes around it, but we stop, and all of a sudden now this is everything, and we give our focus to this, and our experience and everything, our energy, everything. A lot of times that whole original idea is gone, because now we're with this. How many thresholds that seem blocked or barred or locked only seem so from their initial viewing. That's like looking at this apple tree, swearing that you picked every last apple off of it. But if you just step to the side a little bit, you'll see a whole nother bunch of apples. We've got to change our point of view. We dig our feet in. This is how I see it. It ain't worth it. If we, because he drove from another country, 400 miles. It'd be pretty challenging not to be irritated. But the other guy just began to stroll. In the water, eventually things smooth back out again, or the stream leads you to some other understanding. So how many opportunities for true living are barrier-free if we can only remove ourselves and our minds from their traditional points of entry? It's even about this asking and to receive. You know, we expect it in one certain way. That let go of, right? Center yourself and consider a barrier or a threshold that you are facing. A barrier or a threshold that you're facing right now. Center yourself and just think of a barrier or a threshold that you are facing without judgment, with your eyes closed. Just holding it in your heart. Breathe slowly and relax your insistence. Stop beating the door down. Breathe evenly and circle the barrier or threshold with your spirit. So now we're bringing in loving energy, wrapping it around that threshold or that barrier. Breathe patiently and see if there is another way in. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Amazing messages. Thanks again for being here for these practices, ladies. I don't quite have the schedule up just yet for the week, but if you go to zenfulconversations.com, you can enter your email address and I'll be able to send you the email, which goes out every Sunday with the week's events. I'm not positive yet, but I will know by Sunday. And by Sunday, the website will be updated and the email will be sent out. So please visit zenfulconversations.com. Do get on my mailing list. And Mary Jo, good to see you back. Trust you had a wonderful time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in deep and honest, true gratitude. Thank you so much for your continued support. Namaste. Namaste.